Hello dear students, welcome to Konar classes. So today we are going to discuss a few questions based on definite integrals. First question what I am going to do is it needs a special kind of thinking, okay, to approach this problem. Okay, so let me first write down this question from my notebook and after that we will solve it. The question here is that the first question, it is a definite integration with lower limit -1 and upper limit 2 and mod of x cube minus x dx. So this value we need to find out. Okay, we'll spend some time to solve this particular question. Okay, look at so here that lower limit and upper limit is -1 and 2 respectively, and we need to consider the positive value of x cube minus x because it is given mod of x cube minus x. That means we need to consider the positive value. So what is the definition of mod x, dear students? If you recall, mod x is equal to x if x is greater than equal to 0 and minus x if x is less than 0, if you recall. So now we need to find at what range between -1 to 2 that x cube minus x is greater than equal to 0. So and also we need to find at what range between -1 to 2 x cube minus x is less than equal to 0. Why? In that range from -1 to 2, wherever x cube minus x is greater than equal to 0, we will take that x cube minus x. And wherever in the range from -1 to 2 x cube minus x is less than equal to 0, we will take minus of x cube minus x. Why? Because if we extend this definition in this way, that mod of x cube minus x, what is mod of x cube minus x? That is equal to x cube minus x, okay, if x cube minus x is greater than equal to 0, and it will be minus of x cube minus x if x cube minus x is less than equal to 0, because 0 is a common point in which the value is 0, so it's okay. So let's first find that under what condition that x cube minus x is greater than equal to 0, and there you will take the value x cube minus x. And wherever x cube minus x less than equal to 0, there you will take minus of x cube minus x, that means x minus x cube. Let's look into it. So first let's consider that x cube minus x is greater than equal to 0. Look at it very carefully, dear students. This is a part of inequality which you discussed in your class 11. So x we can take common, x square minus 1 greater than equal to 0. I do not want to make any shortcut. I want to explain you in little elaborate manner. So look at here. We can say that either x is greater than equal to 0 and x square minus 1 is greater than equal to 0. So either this is true, okay, or we can say that x is less than equal to 0 and x square minus 1 is less than equal to 0. Correct? If both the quantities, that is expression, if both the expressions x and x square minus is greater than equal to 0, then their product is greater than equal to 0. Or if both the expressions x and x square minus 1 are less than equal to 0, then their product is also greater than equal to 0, because negative into negative is positive. So from here what we get, dear students, so this implies either we get x greater than equal to 0, okay, and x square minus 1 greater than equal to 0. That means x minus 1. So we can write it here. So let me write it here. Okay. So I want to keep that one. So let me bring it here. So this implies either x is greater than equal to 0 and x square minus 1, that means x minus 1 into x minus of minus 1, because x plus 1, that is greater than equal to 0. Or we can say that x is less than equal to 0 and x minus 1 into x minus of minus 1 is less than equal to 0. Okay, now what does it mean that either x greater than 0 and x minus 1 into x minus minus 1 greater than equal to 0? This implies what? This implies either x is greater than equal to 0 and x minus 1 into x minus minus 1 greater than equal to 0. That means what? Either x is greater than maximum of 1 and minus 1. That means either x is greater than 1, maximum of 1 and minus 1 is what? 1. So that means what we can say, and we can write it here, either x is greater than equal to 1 or x is less than equal to minus 1. Always remember, x minus alpha into x minus beta greater than equal to 0 means either x is greater than equal to maximum between alpha and beta or x is less than equal to minimum between alpha and beta. And what is alpha and beta here? 1 and minus 1 respectively. So what is the maximum between 1 and minus 1? 1. So either x is greater than equal to 1 or what is minimum between 1 and minus 1? Minus 1. So or x less than equal to minus 1. Correct? So that you can write. Or we can write that x less than equal to 0 and x minus 1 into x minus minus 1 less than equal to 0. That means x between minus 1 and plus 1. And what we can write? That minus 1 less than equal to x less than equal to 1. Okay, so that we can write. If you recall, x minus alpha into x minus beta less than equal to 0, that means x is in between minimum between alpha and beta and maximum between alpha and beta. So here alpha and beta are 1 and minus 1 respectively. So minimum between alpha and beta means minimum between 1 and minus 1 is minus 1. So minus 1 less than equal to x less than equal to maximum between 1 and minus 1, that is 1. So now let's look into it. So either x is greater than equal to 0 and so this condition has to be satisfied first. So look at it. It looks like it is in class of inequality, but this is very important to note. Okay. So this implies what, dear students? Okay, let me write it here. This implies either so x is greater than equal to 0 and so this has to be satisfied. Along with that, either x is greater than equal to 1 or x less than equal to minus 1. So when x is greater than equal to 0, this condition has to be satisfied. Then x less than equal to minus 1, that doesn't make sense. So what we can get? X greater than equal to 0 and x greater than equal to 1. That means x is greater than equal to 1. So from this entire statement, what we get, if you look at this, from the entire statement, what we get is that x is greater than equal to 1. So what we can write? Either x is greater than equal to 1 or what we see, x is less than equal to 0. This has to be satisfied and x is between minus 1 to plus 1. That means which is less than equal to 0 definitely has to be less than equal to 1. So what we can say? So here we can say, so or it between minus 1 less than equal to x less than equal to 0. Correct? These two we can get. So I repeat once more, x less than equal to 0 has to be true. Which is greater than equal to minus 1 is those values we should take that minus 1 less than equal to x less than equal to 1. So that means we should take all those values from here which is less than equal to 0. So that's why we have restricted this inequality to from minus 1 less than equal to x less than equal to 1 to minus 1 less than equal to x less than equal to 0, because of this condition that x less than equal to 0 has to be true. So what we get here, now let's concentrate on this the interval minus 1 to 2. When we say that x is greater than equal to 1, we can say between 1 and 2. So that means what? So from here we can say, let me write it here. So this implies either x is belongs to the closed interval 1 comma 2, or what we can say is that minus 1 to 0. So that means or x belongs to closed interval minus 1 comma 0. So what we get, dear students, that x cube minus x is greater than equal to 0 when x belongs to closed interval 1 to 2 or x belongs to the closed interval minus 1 to 0. So from here what we can write, so if I use a different color, so from here we can write this implies mod of x cube minus x is equal to, it will be x cube minus x, okay, when x belongs to 1 comma 2 or x belongs to minus 1 comma 0, okay, and this interval we got from this lower limit to upper limit minus 1 to 2, okay, and because that is our prime concern, minus 1 to 2, we are not bothered about which is beyond 2 or which is less than minus 1. We only focus on minus 1 to 2 because that is the limit, minus 1 to 2. Now let's look into that. We need to find those values of x for which x cube minus x is less than equal to 0, okay. So obviously it has to be from 0 to 1, because 0 to 1 is only left. If you see this entire interval, if you look into the entire interval, what that is, suppose this is 0, this is minus 1, this is 1 and this is 2, between minus 1 and 0, so that means from here to here, and from 1 to 2, okay. If you see in these two branches, that minus 1 to 0 and 1 to 2, the definition of mod of x cube minus x is x cube minus x. So from here we can say is that, but we will derive also that mod of x cube minus x would be equal to minus of x cube minus x when x is between 0 to 1, and let's look into it, okay. Better to work out in little elaborate manner, because these fundamental knowledge are very important, okay. So what we are going to work on, to find those values of x for which x cube minus x is less than equal to 0, okay. So here it will be less than equal to 0, less than equal to 0. So that means what, dear students? From here we get x into x square minus 1 less than equal to 0. So from here what we can say, dear students? So I am bringing it here. That means when the product of two quantities is less than equal to 0, that means either one is greater than 0, at the same time other has to be less than equal to 0, or one is less than equal to 0 and that time the other has to be greater than equal to 0. So that means what? This implies either we can say either x is greater than equal to 0 and x square minus 1 less than equal to 0. Either this has to be true, or we can say that x is less than equal to 0 and x square minus 1 is greater than equal to 0. This has to be true. Product of two quantities, one has to be positive and the other has to be negative, so that their product has to be negative, less than equal to 0. okay, negative or 0. Okay, so that means from here what we can say, dear students, is that either what we get, x is greater than equal to 0 and x square minus 1 less than equal to 0. That means x minus 1 into x minus of minus 1 is less than equal to 0. So that, let me give the square bracket. Okay, or what we can say is that, or we can say that x is less than equal to 0 and x minus 1 into x minus minus 1 is greater than equal to 0. Now let's look into the either part, that x is greater than equal to 0. Let me write it here, dear students. So this implies either what we write, x is greater than equal to 0 and x minus 1 into x minus minus 1 less than equal to 0. That means x minus alpha into x minus beta less than equal to 0. That means x is in between minimum of alpha and beta and maximum of alpha and beta. So what is alpha and beta respectively? That is 1 and minus 1. So what is the minimum between minus 1 and 1? That is minus 1. So you can write minus 1 less than equal to x less than equal to plus 1. That is the either part. Or we can say is that x is less than equal to 0 and x minus 1 into x minus minus 1 greater than equal to 0. The product of two quantities greater than equal to 0. Or we can say the other way, x minus alpha into x minus beta greater than equal to 0. That means what? Either x is less than equal to minimum of alpha and beta or x is greater than equal to maximum of alpha and beta. So that means what? X less than equal to 0, and we can write here either x is greater than equal to 1 or x is less than equal to minus 1. Okay, now let's look into it. Either x is greater than equal to 0 and this condition has to be satisfied and minus 1 less than equal to x less than 1 less than equal to 1. That means it is in between 0 and 1. So that means what we can write from this either, what we can write from this either, what we can write is that x is in between 0 and 1 including 0 and 1. Okay, so that implies what we can write, this implies either, okay, 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 1, and or part x is less than equal to 0 and either x is greater than equal to 1 or x less than equal to minus 1. So this condition has to be satisfied, x is less than equal to 0. After satisfying this condition, from this condition what we can get is that if we include this condition, x is less than equal to minus 1. So we can write either 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 1 or x is less than equal to minus 1. So that means what, dear students? So from here what we get, that x belongs to the closed interval 0, 1 or x less than equal to minus 1, but that we are not worried about. Why? You know, because lower limit is minus 1. So below minus 1 or less than minus 1, what is happening? What is happening, that is not our concern. So we can only consider that x between 0 to 1, what I was telling before finding this inequality. Why I have done so? Because just to show that this is the way to perform that finding the values. That's what I said. It may be, you can consider this class as a class of inequality also. Okay, so what we can get, that is equal to, so minus of x cube minus x when x belongs to 0 to 1, because in this range the value of x cube minus x is less than 0. So mod of x cube minus x would be minus of x cube minus x, as we get from this definition. Okay, now our computation of this integration is pretty simple. Okay, so what we are going to get from here, dear students, so this is equal to, we are going to break into three different sub intervals. One is -1 to 0, so -1 to 0, mod of x cube minus x dx plus integration 0 to 1 mod of x cube minus x dx plus integration 1 to 2 mod of x cube minus x dx. Let me tell you once more that why I have break into these three subintervals, because we need to consider the positive value of the expression x cube minus x, and because of this mod, now that x cube minus x is x cube minus x when it is in the interval -1 to 0 or 1 to 2, hence we took this value. Okay, but when x is between 0 and 1, that x cube minus x is less than equal to 0. That means mod of x cube minus x should be equal to minus of x cube minus x, because that is the definition of modulus. We know that mod x equal to x if x is greater than equal to 0, and is equal to minus x if x is less than 0, or you can say less than equal to 0, because at the point x equal to 0 both are converging to 0. So now let's concentrate on finding this one. So what we can write from here, so this is equal to, from -1 to 0 we can write mod of x cube minus x equal to x cube minus x dx, okay, plus integration 0 to 1 mod of x cube minus x should be minus of x cube minus x, so minus of x cube minus x dx plus integration 1 to 2 mod of x cube minus x will be x cube minus x, because this is in this branch, so x cube minus x dx. Okay, now this minus we can bring in the left hand side, so it become minus, and we can ignore this one. So now let's integrate, that is the antiderivative, so it is x to the power 4 by 4 minus x square by 2, okay, -1 to 0 minus x to the power 4 by 4 minus x square by 2 0 to 1 plus x to the power 4 by 4 minus x square by 2, it is 1 to 2. So what will be the value here? First you need to apply the value is equal to 0. So that is equal to, so if we make 0 power 4 by 4 minus, so if I write in elaborate manner, so it will be something like this, that 0 to the power 4 by 4 minus 0 to the power 2 by 2 minus, okay, so I can give it the square bracket, minus 1 to the power 4 divided by 4 minus 1 to the power 2 divided by 2, okay. So this is the evaluation of the this one, minus what we can write is that, we can write here is that 1 to the power 4 by 4 minus 1 to the power 2 by 2 minus 0 to the power 4 by 4 minus 0 to the power 2 by 2, okay, and then plus this one, plus what we get is that 2 to the power 4 by 4 minus 2 to the power 2 by 2 minus 1 to the power 4 by 4 minus 1 to the power 2 by 2. Okay, so now if we compute this value, what we are going to get, so we get minus 1 by 4 here, minus 1 by 4 from here, and then minus and minus become plus, so plus 1 by 2, okay, then minus 1 by 4, So again we get minus 1 by 4. Okay, then plus 1 by 2, plus 1 by 2, and all these are 0, we no need to bother. Here it is plus 2 to the power 4 by 4. 2 to the power 4 means is 16 by 4, that is equal to plus 4. So let me write it here, plus 4 minus 2 to the power 2 by 2, that means minus 2, minus 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4, plus minus minus plus 1 by 2. So what we get, dear students? So we get it here, that is equal to, we can write here, that is equal to 4 first, right? Then 4 minus 2, 4 minus 2, we can write this as 2. Okay, so we can write this as 2, and then 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, there are 3 1 by 2, that means that is equal to 3 by 2, and then minus 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4, minus 3 by 4. So what we get it here, dear students? So that is equal to 2 plus, if we make a LCM between these two, that is become 4. So here it is 6 minus 3 is 3. So it is 3 by 4. 2 plus 3 by 4. So that is equal to 11 by 4. And that is the result. So I took some time to explain all these things because this is important. Whenever you get definite integration, when there is a modulus, you need to break this thing, that the given lower limit to upper limit, you need to break into these parts. Similar type of problem is there when it is a greatest integer function, you need to break into the several subintervals from the given lower limit to upper limit. Okay, with this note, let me conclude the class here. Now I will start in another few minutes next session where we will continue solving the problems of definite integration using the properties what we have learned in the last session, that 8 properties. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.